We've unboxed everything now. We've checked the power supply, we've checked the controller, and we've checked the LED panels. And now it's time to set up how we want them to be displayed on the wall. Now, before you jump to that point and start sticking things together, you might want to start planning how you want your panels to actually look on the wall. Now, I found a great way of just testing it out if you want to see what things look like. And in the box, in between each panel, there is a piece of card like this. Now, what you could do is just stick some double-sided or some tape on the other side and just put them up on the wall and just see how it looks and then move them around. Main reason I say that is when you actually place the pads on the wall, they do stick super tight. And to try and remove these off the wall, most likely is going to damage the paint underneath and even sometimes the wall itself. So try this out first, see what it looks like. Go easy, go slow. Try not to make any mistakes, because if you do, you will end up having to repatch or paint over anything that you've made mistakes on, because these pads, I'm telling you now, the 3M on there, it's super tight. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, especially so you'll get to know when I'm actually posting these videos and you'll see the comparison. Okay, so I have an idea of exactly where I'm going to place my panels already. I've already done it on one side of the room, hence the reason why I'm telling you, make sure you take your time with this, because I actually made a mistake and had to cover up things and get everything back to normal. So it did take me a little bit longer than that. So I'm trying to help you guys out, hoping that you don't make the mistake I made. Now, in the Govee app itself, it does give you step-by-step instructions. And I know a lot of the times, as tech people feel like, we can throw away the instructions or whatnot. But I think the video is really good, and it might be worth taking the time to actually watch the video, see what they're doing, and see how they're actually mounting it on the wall. One of the things you might be tempted to do is stick the panels on the wall and start attaching them as you're going along. But the easiest and the best way around that is actually to stick them without doing any of the connections on the back, because the panels actually pull off quite easy. And the reason why I say that on top of that is the fact that the backing on it actually sticks very tight to the wall. So it is easy to remove the panels. Check out where you actually put the connectors in, and then you can just place them back in and just build all the way up and have your panels laid out exactly how you want it. That, trust me, is the easiest way. Don't try and do anything different, because you will come into some problems. So now I'm just going to go through just 3 of the panels and just show you exactly how I would put them on the wall, and then you could do the same yourself. As I've done one side already, I know exactly whereabouts the shelf, as you can see in the back right here, is going to fit on underneath the panel. So I can just compare this, put it next to my panel when I put it on, and then just make sure it's in the right place. But because I am actually doing it on a corner, I have to place 2 panels at the same time, which is a little bit tricky. So make sure the edges come together and they are exactly where you want it before you press on. These panels are quite big to hold in the hands. So if your hands are not that big, I would suggest probably trying to get someone to support you while you're placing them on the wall. Okay, let's do it. So you'll notice here, when we pull this off, okay, so you can see where the connections go, and always make sure this is the connection that comes from the power, and then it comes off in whatever direction. After that, wherever it comes from here and goes into the next one, it will be at this point here with this arrow. So very easy, as I said, once they're on the wall, they're very easy to pull off and then put back on. So you're pulling that off the wall and you put it back on easily. And now I'm just going to test where the second one is. So I know it's going to be like this. I know the one underneath is going to be sitting around about here. Okay. So as I said to you before, if you've got an extra pair of hands, it does come in handy, but I can get away with this, I think. Okay, so that's leveled up there. My wall will be what I use to make sure things are straight. So the second panel is going to go in here. So I know I need to push this over a little bit. Get that corner, get that edge. Okay, so I think we are good right here. So the main one I want to be sticking is this one. Okay, I've got the height and everything on it now. So I'll test out this. Okay, that edge fits in. So if I know those corners meet nicely, I can then just pull this one out, take off the adhesive. I want an arrow pointing, I want the arrow there pointing down because that's where it's going to be going into. So if I take my time right now and put that in here. Okay. Okay, so this is my reference point. So I'm going to press and hold for 30 seconds. Okay, so I got my first one stuck. So the first one is stuck in place. What I can do now is add the one underneath and the one above because I have my reference one in place. So I remove that, remove the backing of the 3M. I'm going to place this because I want it going down. But just remember, we can change the position of things later on. So I know that is lining up. Okay, have it 1 to 1 and then hold for 30 seconds. Okay, so we have a little bit of a gap, but these are going to move slightly no matter what. Okay, so we can fix it like that. So now we've got the second one in, I can add the third one in. After that, what I'll do, I'll pull them off the wall, put in the connectors and then turn on the power and just demonstrate to you how easy and simple it is as long as you plan ahead. So let's put this third one in. Okay. And I know I'm going to be plugging into there, but as I said before, you can change things around. So I know it goes in the corner right here and it matches up like that. Okay, so place that in. Third one in place. Now I'm just going to do the connectors and connect everything up. And as I said, we can just pull these out, plug in the leads, and then connect them back piece by piece. First things first, we're going to take this bottom one off because this is going to be where the power comes in. And as you can see right there, I've been able to pull this off and that stayed in place quite firmly. Okay, so on the back of here, I know that I want it to go in here. And then when I turn it around, it's sticking out that way. Okay, so as easy as that, I know it's going to go in like this. Plug back in. So I'll get one of the connectors. Now these connectors, they only go in one way. So I know I'm coming out of this with this and going into the next one using the arrow there. Out from one into the other. So now if I'm placing it in like this, I'm coming out of this one. So as you can see, I'm coming out of number 4 and the pins go flat against here. So I'm coming out of number 4 and if I just place it in, in fact, let's pull out this one first. Okay, so I know I'm coming out of that. There we have that. I know I'm coming out of that into here. Okay, so I'm going straight in like this. Okay, so I can hang that there for a minute because I need to figure out where I'm coming off the back of this after. So I know if it's going up here like that, then I know this corner, number 4, is where I'm coming out from. So again, coming out from Number 4. Now you can come out of any of the numbers, but it's just useful to understand how it works. And then we're going to place that in here. And the actual cable itself, or the lead, actually, you know, sticks behind there very easily and quite well, actually. Now this one's popping out just a little bit, so I may have to just remove it and then refix it. Okay, there you have it. Now, what I would suggest is that when you're actually sticking them one by one, and make sure, plug the cable in and just check to make sure it's in the right direction before you commit to stick it. Because once you stick it, if you have to pull it off the wall, as I said to you before, there is a chance that you might damage the wall itself. And then, you know, you have to go back and do bits over and over again. So take your time, stick the first one, check it, make sure it's in the right direction, go to the second one and the third one, and then hopefully you should be good. Watch that tutorial video. So let's plug the power into the controller. Make sure you remove the power from the controller in the beginning before you add it in. And plugged it in, and now the lights are on. All I need to do now is go into the Govee app, add it to the app, so then I can go in and configure, change the lights, put it into groups and all kinds of stuff like that. Now all the panels are put in place. Let's just plug it back in and test it out. Ta-da! They're all set. All is done. Now we're just going to configure the application, and Bob's your uncle or your auntie.